Today on Monkey Life, a challenging trip to the great outdoors for some of the park's lorises, including feisty male Axel.
Everything's slightly more of a challenge for Loris, but we hope that Axel's just going to move at such speed that the tunnels will be no problem for him.
At the park's sister sanctuary in Vietnam, an even bigger adventure for a pair of rescued black-shanked douc monkeys as they're released into the forest.
It is truly, truly amazing. Doucs back in the wild where they belong.
And Gibbon's Kim and Tien try to figure out breakfast and eventually decide it's delicious. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
This is a new start of a new era of the releases for the gibbons, which we need to get on with.
The park provides a home for more than 260 primates from 25 different species. Monkey World is home to a number of primates native to Southeast Asia, including 5 different gibbon species. Also among its residents is another, smaller primate from the same part of the world, the nocturnal Bengal slow loris. In the last 12 months, the park's lorises have seen big changes. A new nocturnal house was converted for their use, and the extra space had a positive impact. 3 of the small primates moved in, leaving more space for the others in the hospital loris house, reducing stress on their number. But their presence at the park has been a steep learning curve for the primate care staff. There's little known about the ecology, behaviour or care of these unusual primates. Monkey World welcomed its first ever slow loris, Boo, 9 years ago. She was rescued from the black market trade in the Maldives.
Hi, you!
2 years later, 5 lorises from Hong Kong joined her. Alison and the team wanted to learn as much as possible about this strange, secretive species. With not much known about it, knowledge gained at the park would complement the work done at Dao Tien, the park's sister sanctuary in Vietnam, which rescues both pygmy and Bengal loris and has had success releasing pygmy lorises back into the wild. In recent weeks, the primate care staff at Monkey World have been busy prepping the outdoor enclosure for females Nikki and Nora, and feisty male Axel, who've been living together for the last few months. Axel is a lot happier now he's not sharing a home with the other male Bruce, and soon all 3 lorises in the new house can use the outdoor enclosure together.
The biggest thing they need now is more space. One of the biggest things about loris, although they're small, they require as much space, say, as a gibbon. They require 4 or 5 hectare enclosures if you're really going to do something wonderful. So it's really important today that the Bengal get the 2 outside enclosures, and now the weather's coming nicer, we can do it.
Lorises are a nocturnal species, sleeping during the day and travelling and eating at night.
For the loris to come out, it's tricky for many reasons. First of all, it's nighttime for them. Inside the house is reverse lighting. In the outside, we have reverse lighting, but there's a little bit of natural light that comes in, which is great. They get fresh air coming through, but it's going to make them think, oh, am I still in sleep zone? Am I not? And also, there's long tunnels from the outside to the inside. Loris generally like tunnels, but in the tunnels, again, the temperature's different, the light's different. If it gets too hot, it makes them go a bit sleepy. So everything's slightly more of a challenge for Loris, but we hope that Axel's just going to move at such speed, because they can go so fast, that the tunnels will be no problem for him.
Time for the lorises to make their way along the tunnel, as the team wait to see if they'll explore the newly renovated enclosure. Nikki is first to venture out and slowly starts to explore. The team have added lots of new branching to help the trio get around, and there's plenty of browse and planting to keep them occupied. Axel seems to really enjoy being outside. The change of environment and stimulus keeps him active and occupied. The extra space will also give the trio room to get away from each other whenever they want. In the wild, lorises aren't the most social of primates, only spending up to 10% of their day in the company of others.
The more we can stimulate the loris, the better. So to come outside here is just fantastic. One of the first places that Axel went was actually to the areas where there's fresh air coming in, and he was smelling the air, he was checking out what's going on. It is a lot noisier out here because there's public coming to view, there's a big road going by with the tanks. To a certain degree, you could worry about that, thinking it's just too stressful, we have to keep everything really quiet. But actually, the jungle at night is so noisy, it's like quite scary, because there's actually a lot more scary things at night time than there are in the day. So actually, it's all okay, and we just have to monitor and make sure they're all right with the new kind of stimulus that's coming.
So far, so good. The three lorises have embraced their new outside space and for now can come and go as they please. Dr. Marina Kenyon has played an important role in the success story of both Monkey World and its sister sanctuary Dao Tien in Vietnam. Set up 15 years ago with the full support of the Vietnamese authorities, the island reserve, which covers 65 hectares, is in Cat Tien National Park in the Dong Nai province. Its aim is to rescue, rehabilitate, and ultimately release back into the wild some of the most endangered species in Vietnam, including golden-cheeked gibbons, black-shanked douc monkeys, and pygmy loris. Marina's partner, Lee Butler, is also heavily involved in Dao Tien and has made the 6,000-mile journey from the UK to the centre.
It's a busy period. We've had new loris arrivals. We've got to now do loris introductions. We've had 2 silvered langurs that have turned up, so we're doing health checks on the langurs. We're going to move doucs to a next phase of their rehabilitation to a semi-free, where there is minimal contact with people. There's just so much going on. It's just, you don't have time to think. We've just got to get it done. If you go there and then over your head, young man. Thank you.
He's been accompanied by Keith and Orr, who are about to take up the day-to-day running of Dao Tien in the absence of Lee and Marina. They'll live permanently on the island.
That'll do.
Lee has plans to build a new facility, which he thinks will help with the steady influx of young doucs now being rescued and brought to the centre. It's been on hold due to the global pandemic, and now with more youngsters arriving and the older doucs already in semi-free enclosures, it can be used for rearing young doucs and dealing with any sick animals that come in.
It's so exciting to finally get the groundwork started to actually get this facility that is much, much needed in rehabilitating these young primates that come here. This will help us get them to where they need to get. And it's something that we really do need to get built.
So this is the plans we discussed from before, so we've just taken them forward.
The team have come up with a design that'll make it easier to care for and rehabilitate these vulnerable youngsters. Kui is a young black-shanked douc who arrived a few months ago. He was stolen from his family and found frightened and malnourished in a hunter's house when he was just 7 months old. In the expert care of the island's staff, he's now learning to venture into the trees and eat the leaves as he would in the wild. But what he really needs is company of his own kind, and to be less reliant on humans.
We have to get in with other individuals. It's an absolute necessity for him, for any primate. So the next step is Fung and I will have a meeting, and then we'll discuss. Are we going to do an intro with Red, the grey-shanked douc? I know he's a separate species. Or do we consider him with the silvered langurs? They do sort of coexist in the wild, but we'll have to make that decision what is best for Kui. So within the coming days, we'll assess that, and then we'll make a plan going forward.
In the last few months, Dao Tien has had an influx of silvered langurs, including a tiny infant named Hon Mei, who's just a few months old. He may be an option for Kui to meet, but for now the young douc is spending time in a cage next door to Peter, another black-shanked douc. The more pressing concern is the trio of doucs who recently moved to a small semi-free area on the island. 2 black-shanked doucs, Anna and Vu, and a grey-shanked called Red. The problem for the team is they'll all be reaching sexual maturity soon, and being a different species, Red can't be allowed to mate with Anna. As a consequence, the team are going to move Vu and Anna to a larger semi-free area. But first, they have to separate the pair from Red.
No, Vu, Red, come here. No.
It's not going to be straightforward.
Go. It's gonna be okay.
This trio have been friends for a long time, so parting them isn't easy.
Oh, Anna. Come on, darling. Well, you want a bit more?
Eventually, Fung, with a bit of leafy encouragement, persuades Vu and Anna into the crate. They're then transported across the island to a large semi-free forest enclosure, where a release cage has been set up.
My foot. Okay.
The pair will spend 3 or 4 days inside the cage so they can get used to the sights, sounds and smells of their new home.
Right, are you ready, guys? Right.
They'll be regularly fed, watered and monitored, and, when they're ready, released into the trees. While black-shanked doucs Vu and Anna wait to be let out into the forest sanctuary in Dao Tien, some of the gibbons on the island aren't so fortunate. Although they've been rescued, they'll never be fit enough or well enough to be released back into the wild. However, along with the gibbons in the process of rehabilitation, they still get all the care and attention they need. This morning, Mr. Phuc, one of the Vietnamese staff, is making a unique form of enrichment from native plants.
It's a tam rau. Tam ruột. It's a Vietnamese fruit, so sweet, but it's quite ingenious what he's doing. He's making some banana leaf parcels, and all of it is just from the banana plant. But the banana leaf is when you take it from the plant, it's very brittle. And one way they overcome that is they actually put it over a naked flame, and then you can bend it. It's just ingenious. I've tried to make these, and I can never tie them. I always end up breaking the tie, which is sort of the spine of the banana leaf. But it is really ingenious. Come on here.
The little banana plant parcel should challenge the gibbon's mental agility as they work out a way to unwrap it.
Okay.
Once the gibbons reach the fruit inside, the leaf is dropped to the floor. But it's done its job, encouraging the gibbons to handle and process their food. Gibbons and douc monkeys aren't the only primates on the island the team at Dao Tien care for. There are also 5 Bengal lorises and 10 pygmy lorises. The centre has had great success rehabilitating and releasing 137 of the small nocturnal primates back into the wild. And next to go are Zuli and Bin. The pair have been living in the loris semi-free area for the last few months, getting used to the trees. They still have access to the cage, and the staff supplement their food, but they come and go as they please. Soon it'll be time to take their final steps back into the wild. But before that, the pair will need a health check. And Zuli needs to be fitted with a GPS radio collar, so the team can track their whereabouts once released. A vet team from Ho Chi Minh City have come to the island to do both tasks.
You want to wait? I mean, depending on how deep he is, he looks like he's sleeping, so...
Zuli has been anaesthetised, and Lee carefully lifts him out of his travel box. Fitting the collar on such a small primate is a fiddly procedure and requires gauntlets for safety due to their toxic bite.
Okay, let's put the collar. Yeah, I'm good. Great, that's amazing.
Once it's secure, Lee checks everything is working as it should.
Okay.
The team take the opportunity to weigh Zuli while he's still under sedation.
Okay, so 540. The pillowcase is 110. Okay. Yeah.
Around 450 grams is about right, and a lot less than the 800 grams he weighed when he first arrived at Dao Tien. He's returned to the box and monitored as he comes round from the anaesthetic. All being well, Zuli and Bin will be released into the wild in the next few days. They're not the only pair who are about to enjoy the freedom of the trees. For the last 4 days, Vu and Anna, 2 black-shanked douc monkeys, have been staying in a release cage in the middle of a large semi-free area on the island.
The plan today is to let the black-shanked doucs, Vu and Anna, out into their new enclosure. Big day today, so we're going to give it a couple of minutes and then Mr. Dawn will open the slide for me, so fingers crossed. Big day for Vu and Anna.
Everything is set and the slide is opened. The 2 monkeys don't wait around, heading straight for the trees. They're a bit wary at first, sticking to the lower branches, taking it all in. But not for long. They're both soon climbing up to the high tree canopy where they belong. It's exactly what Lee was hoping for.
Well, what an incredible start to the day on Dao Tien. Absolutely amazing to see. Testament to the teamwork we have on Dao Tien so that we can keep this incredible species alive. It is truly amazing. Doucs back in the wild where they belong.
But releasing gibbons back into the forest has proved more tricky over the years. Their survival depends on a safe location with enough fruiting trees of the right species. Back at the park in Dorset, the primate care team do their best to encourage the gibbons in their charge to replicate the natural behaviours of their wild counterparts. Today, Kat is giving golden-cheeked gibbons Kim and Tien fresh figs still on the branch. They're a key food in the wild and a perfect way of enabling the pair to feed more naturally.
This is how they would eat, so it's really exciting to actually give them something that is so natural for them. Giving them it up in the tree canopy as well, again, bringing in that really natural element for them. They're going to have to work for it. They're going to have to hang up there and really make a concerted effort to get all the food items and stuff. So hopefully they're going to really enjoy it, just keep their lives a bit interesting and stimulating and give them something different.
Kat is suspending the figs way up in the tree canopy.
Oh my God, it's heavy.
Using pulley feeders, gibbons are well adapted to finding food high up.
I would imagine that they will sit on this pulley feeder for a considerable period of time, grabbing as much of the fruit as they can and probably eating it quite quickly whilst they're hanging. So, you know, this is going to be a really nice workout for the guys and keeping them moving in their natural way. Stampede, Gibby, stampede. Whoa.
Tien is first out. As usual with anything new, he takes a moment to assess what's in front of him. allowing his mate Kim to take the plunge first. But even she isn't sure about the figs. Most of the fruit the pair receive in their weekly diet is commercially grown and a lot more ripe. These figs are more akin to what they would find in the wild. Some are hard and firm, and others ready to pick and eat. After a closer look, Kim and Tien start to gorge on the fruit. The tougher figs prove no problem for the gibbons, their large canines making short work of the outer skins. Kim and Tien have had a different life experience to most of the primates at the park, who've been rescued from a variety of circumstances.
These guys are actually both born here at the park, so they've been here their entire lives and they've grown up with parents. You know, so you can really see that difference in the way that they are as individual animals. You know, they don't have a lot of the hang-ups and issues that some of our other gibbons have. They're very settled in life and they're very comfortable with the environment that they're in as well. So they are really, really amazing individuals to just show that, you know, what can happen when you take rescued animals like Peanut, like Pungyo, Zoe, you know, put those guys together and, you know, they can go on and have healthy babies that they can rear by themselves that turn into these amazing, healthy, well-balanced adult animals as well. So, you know, it can work out long-term in the future. So it's a really fantastic story.
After a slow start, the figs have proved a success. Kim and Tien's magnificent tree-filled enclosure has allowed them to demonstrate the natural movements and abilities a healthy gibbon should have, as they've enjoyed their fruity breakfast. Next time on Monkey Life, orangutan youngster Kayan goes outside for the first time and braves a bird's-eye view of the park.
She's probably been quite curious about all our new neighbours.
And a fennel frenzy for the chimps. Today on Monkey Life, newly arrived squirrel monkey Kimbo has a health check and the snip.
It looks in a very good nick, this animal actually. Really, really healthy, yeah.
Alison shows vet Cesar another new arrival, and this one is not in good health.
He couldn't walk at all when we got him 1 week ago.
And orangutan youngster Kayan goes outside for the first time and braves a bird's eye view of the park. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison Cronin, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
There they are. It's so amazing. They look really fit and healthy. All good.
The park provides a home for more than 260 primates from 25 different species. It's going to be a busy day at the park's hospital. Local vet Cesar Sastre has a long list of small monkeys to see. And first up is squirrel monkey Kimbo, who arrived at Monkey World just 4 days ago.
Lee, you are gonna catch the monkey very good. And then we put a mask, you've got that ready.
Kimbo's going to have a health check and, most importantly, a vasectomy.
He can't move ahead and meet the ladies unless we get him fixed. So in order that he maintains all of his natural behavior and everything, we just do a vasectomy. And we'll give him a basic health check and take some bloods as well. And he'll also get a microchip. But We'll focus on getting this morning done, getting him recovered, and then he can start meeting the other guys.
Once Kimbo has been anaesthetised and is stable, vet Cesar can get to work.
It's great. I'm gonna do a physical examination.
Unlike many of the primates that arrive at the park, Kimbo appears fit and healthy. But a comprehensive investigation is needed to confirm there are no hidden issues.
Yeah, no, it looks in a very good nick, this animal, actually. But yeah, he looks really, really healthy, yeah.
Cesar scrubs up and prepares to perform the vasectomy. It's a quick surgical procedure where the two tubes carrying the sperm from the testicles are cut and stitched. But performing the operation on a small primate can be tricky.
We don't do many of these, but certainly I think this is promising. That's it.
Wow.
The tube is cut and Cesar can now stitch up the ends. Then the procedure is repeated before he closes the small surgical incision.
That looks fairly neat. Yeah, it's looking all right. This was a piece of cake compared with the little ones. This is 1 kilo. The others are 300 grams. so yeah, no, it's fine.
But there are still a couple of procedures to do. Taking blood samples to give the team a baseline for their records.
Okay.
And inserting a microchip.
You got it?
Yeah, making sure it matches.
It's been a quick and easy process for Kimbo, and he's returned to his transport crate to recover.
I don't think we can fix it, but...
While the team wait for him to come round from the anaesthetic, Alison takes Cesar to meet another new arrival, and this one is not in good health.
He couldn't walk at all when we got him 1 week ago.
Common Marmoset Koba was confiscated from his owners by the RSPCA, along with his partner Lola. He was in an appalling emaciated state, with a broken wrist, bent spine, and missing half his tail. The team were unsure if Koba would survive his first 24 hours at the park, but the tiny Marmoset's spirit surprised everyone.
We have to get him to a point where he can meaningfully cling to a branch and not be in danger himself. I mean, it doesn't have to be mission impossible, but he has to be safe.
Cesar checks the X-rays supplied by the RSPCA. He's shocked by what he sees.
Yeah. The animal is so crippled that you cannot tell, really.
It's a tough call.
I think all depends on quality of life here, to be fair. And the treatment is D3 milk to support the calcium and UV lights.
The outlook for Koba may be poor, but the team want to give him every chance.
But every day, I think he's stronger and better.
Good.
Okay, I think your next patient is here.
Let's have a look.
For Koba, it's going to be one day at a time. And next up is the park's largest marmoset, mum of 4 Ruby. She has an abscess in her mouth, which usually means a dental issue. But when Cesar examines her, he discovers Ruby's been in the wars.
Something happened there, but it's sorted. Okay. I can dig a little more. Let me just have a look. So you see the upper ones, the upper incisors, they are all gone.
The teeth may have been knocked out during a fracas with a family member. There's not much Cesar can do.
Well, this is going to be the quickest dental ever. The molars, they are all fine. The canines are fine. It's just the upper incisors. Just antibiotics and Loxicon for a week or so.
The antibiotics should do the trick, and Ruby's returned to her transport box to recover.
The roots of these incisors is tiny, tiny, tiny in a marmoset. So I think there's no reason to panic or worry or anything at all. But yeah, the swelling was because of the incisors, nothing to do with the molars, so happy days.
The team will give Ruby time to recuperate before she returns to family life. It's been just over 3 weeks since 5-year-old orangutan Kayan arrived at the park from Twycross Zoo. She's making great progress and has now met the entire nursery group.
Kayan's doing really well. She's spending more and more time with the group all together. They're not always together overnight at the moment, just to be on the safe side while we're not around. But she's getting on really well, particularly with Rika and Bulu. Mimi is slightly more difficult. Sometimes she thinks Kayan's wonderful. Sometimes she'd like Kayan to step away from Oisin because she's her mum. But yeah, we're getting there, and Kayan's a right little character, so hopefully it'll all go well in the future.
The introductions have been taking place inside, allowing the team the opportunity to undertake some renovations outside, involving both the tunnel system and the outdoor enclosure. After 2 weeks inside, the group are keen to go outdoors. But for Kayan, it's a step into the unknown.
We have to be a little bit cautious letting them out because she is a very clever individual. We can never second guess an orangutan, so we need to assume that she's going to break everything. And as such, we need to make sure everything is Kayan-proof, Oisin-proof, Mimi-proof, Bulu-proof and Rika-proof. And we have a new unknown quantity, so we've got to be a bit careful.
To begin with, the team are going to let Kayan out alongside Rika and Bulu. This trio have become really good friends in a short space of time.
Out you come. Good boy, Bulu.
Rika leads the way along the tunnel leading to the outdoor enclosure. Kayan isn't far behind.
Are you ready for some monsters?
When the slide opens, there's no sign of nerves from the newcomer. She's first out, full of confidence and eager to explore.
Kayan is the first one out, and she seems to be very chill about the whole thing.
Kayan looks quite at home, settling into one of the hammocks, tucking into a healthy breakfast, and casting an eye over her new surroundings. Orangutans are often food-orientated, and peace rules while the trio tuck in. But once Kayan has had her fill, she's off exploring again, using all the apparatus and even climbing to the very top platform.
So from the top of the orangutan enclosure for the nursery, you can see quite a way around the park. So I think it's quite nice for her to be able to put some faces to the names. She can probably actually see the Gibbons for the first time. She can see Tuan's group across the road, and she can probably see into the squirrel monkey enclosure as well. So she's probably been quite curious about all her new neighbours.
With Kayan looking really settled, Rachel decides to let Oisin and Mimi join in the fun. Although she's almost 8 years old, Mimi is still possessive when it comes to sharing the attentions of her surrogate mum, Oisin. And she can be the same when it comes to the primate care staff too. But Kayan remains unaffected, even heading back to the tunnels every so often and receiving a reward from Rachel.
I'm really happy with how it's gone this morning. Kayan's shown us that she can come back into the tunnels from the enclosure, which gives us hope that she might come in this evening for dinner. It's always a bit of a concern when they go out for the first time. They might like it so much they don't want to come back in. We've got the rest of the afternoon to work on that, but I'm pretty confident she'll come back in.
It's been a good morning with the group all outside together, and even a change in the weather doesn't dampen their fun. Feeding more than 260 primates every day takes a lot of thought and planning by the primate care staff. It means the team prepares 60 to 70 kilograms of fruit and veg a day for the larger groups, such as Hananya's troop of 18. And there's plenty of variety.
You're talking about, you know, your apples, oranges, pears. On the fruit side, they get the odd banana. They're quite fattening, so they get the odd banana, which they love. We give them then such a variety of stuff. cucumber, pepper, fennel. They get their root vegetables. They love their carrots, really like their carrots, the parsnips. And we do try and keep it varied where possible because it keeps them occupied, it keeps them interested. And they do have certain likes and dislikes. Some of them prefer the carrots, whereas some of them will prefer the parsnips. You know, they do all have, like us, their own favourite different foods.
Hananya's troop are about to get a scatter feed of chopped up fennel.
Come on then, guys!
The veg is thrown into the enclosure from 2 different towers. The scatter approach means everyone should get a chance to grab a share. Mealtimes are a definite high point of the day for the chimps. They love their food, and never knowing quite what they're going to get or how it's going to arrive keeps them engaged.
We try and scatter it as much as we can throughout their enclosures. It keeps them foraging, because in the wild, they will spend a huge amount of time throughout the day foraging and searching for different pieces of food, picking the fruit off the trees, picking the leaves off the trees. So they're always active and doing something. So we try and mimic that. So we throw out feeds that are chopped up, quite small. They've got to root around throughout the enclosure to try and find it. We do like to vary things though, and on occasion we'll throw out whole fruits and vegetables, you know, just to make it a bit more fun for them.
The 4 chimpanzee enclosures at the park are large and contain natural planting for the chimps to browse on. Gorse, with its bright yellow edible flowers, is a particular favourite.
A bit prickly, so they've got to be extremely careful. You can see them tiptoeing through it, but they love the little yellow flowers that comes on it, so you'll quite often see them eating that. Yeah, they love the gorse, the grass, any leaves that are in there, just keeps them occupied and keeps them munching.
There's a strict hierarchy in chimp society, which affects who's first in the queue for food at feeding time. The more dominant individuals get first dibs, with the lower-ranking chimps on the sidelines, grabbing what they can.
That is how it is in the wild. They will fight and argue over food. So we try and ensure that we keep them as much like they would feed in the wild. So we do feed them all as one big group. It's potluck. You've got to get in there and get your food. Yes, there's a few little quarrels every so often, but we do like to keep it as natural as possible. We do obviously monitor them very closely for their weight and their condition and how they're doing. If we find that any of the individuals are maybe not getting quite enough of the diet, we can make sure that we are either increasing the diet for all, depending on how many are needing it, or if it's a single individual, 1 or 2, we might supplement them with an extra few bits and pieces on the side.
One chimp who absolutely loves her food is Trudy. She has a very special position within the group. Many of her current housemates were around when she was rescued from a circus 25 years ago, having suffered appalling abuse and beatings. The likes of Hananya, Shamak, and later Cherry and Peggy protected and cared for her, and gradually her life turned around.
She is one of the smallest in the group. She's quite stooped. She's got a lot of back issues due to her past, which we keep a very close eye on. So we've had to give her some pain relief. But at the moment, fingers crossed, she is doing amazingly well. It's rare that she misses out on food, but when she does, you know about it. She has a little tantrum, cries her eyes out, and then goes to somebody and they will give her some food. They're very generous to poor Trudy in this group.
Once they've had their fill, there's plenty of time for a bit of relaxation or even a little nap. Not so over at the Capuchins, where it's been a story of mutiny and upheaval. Franco was recently ousted as leader of his group, and for his own safety needed to be moved. The knock-on effect posed some problems for the primate care staff.
Obviously, he was a dominant male, so whichever group that we picked, it was going to be very difficult to introduce him to.
The team opted for Sonny's group. It's the largest of the 5 at the park, and Sonny is laid back for an alpha male. But the layout of the house wasn't ideal for introductions, and there were lots of individuals in the troop for Franco to meet. The team decided the best solution was a house swap, moving Sonny's troop over to the lodge, with Eriko's group going in the opposite direction. The scheme involved 34 Capuchins in all.
Unlike previous moves that we've done before, where we've just been able to switch them in-house, these 2 houses are completely separate. So we had to crate all the animals up. But we were really lucky. We do a lot of operant conditioning with the Capuchin monkeys, and they all willingly walk into the crate.
Hi. Hello.
It went far better than I think any of us could have anticipated.
Fast forward a few weeks, and deposed leader Franco is settling in well. He's met everyone, including alpha male Sonny, and now they all have access to the large outdoor tree-filled enclosure. The surroundings are new to a lot of the group, but not Franco, who lived here a few years ago. Currently, he and Sonny are tiptoeing around each other.
They've just kind of avoided each other, really. Franco's spending most of his time inside. He keeps popping out. He has a look at where Sonny is and then pops back in. There have been a few instances where he's kind of got a bit startled. At one point, Letitia told him off and chased him back into the house. So he's still very wary, but Sonny's very wary as well. So they're just kind of staying out of each other's way.
While Franco gets used to life lower down the pecking order at the lodge, over at his old home, Eriko and his troop have taken up residence.
Eriko's group has settled in really well back down at the complex, and most of the individuals in the group have been in this facility before, but many years ago, so a lot of things have changed and they would have been in a very different group scenario. But it's really good enrichment for them to think about the different layout of the house and also to explore the outside enclosure. It's very different. Where do all the hosing and the poles lead to? All the different bushes, where they can see the public, where they can see the other groups as well, which they didn't have when they were at the lodge. So although it can be very daunting for them, it is actually a great form of enrichment that we can give them.
Eriko is very different from Sonny. He's super bright and into everything new, which can present challenges for the team. With a new house comes a new routine, and at the moment, Donna is struggling to persuade everyone outside. Eriko is so excited by the tunnel slides, he's blocking the entrance, meaning some of the low-ranking, more timid individuals, like Ringo and Cesar, are intimidated. It's a problem Donna is trying to overcome.
Eriko tests us all of the time, and we'll try and solve it using various different techniques. So today we've used the hay balls on the mesh just to move him away from the area. He's still getting the worms out of it, so it's positive for him. And then we can draw back on those. Once he gets used to, oh, I'm not allowed in that area, then we can draw back on that and just go back to using the station training. And there's lots of other different techniques that we can use. We just sort of trial and error, really, and see which one works with that individual in that particular scenario.
Eventually, everyone's outside enjoying their new enclosure, including Louisa, the most recent Capuchin arrival at the park.
Louisa's doing amazing. She probably spends more time outside than she does in now. She doesn't go super high up in the enclosure unless she has to get to food. She absolutely loves Eriko, so she follows him around like a lost puppy a lot of the time, especially when she's in season. But she loves foraging, she catches the bugs, so yeah, she's really come a long way since she first arrived.
Despite all the upheaval that comes with moving home, the park's Capuchin groups are adapting, settling into their new surroundings and embracing the change. Next time on Monkey Life, counting them out.
Right, they're coming through, Jasmine. You got your slide open? 2, 3.
Counting them in, as Bart's and the Bachelors execute a chimp house swap.
14!
And down at Malagasy, the lemurs have this treetop challenge licked. Today on Monkey Life, counting them out.
Right, they're coming through, Jasmine. You got your slide open. 2, 3.
Counting them in, as Bart's and the Bachelors execute a chimp house swap.
14!
Koba, the rescued marmoset, clings to life after arriving at the park in a stricken state.
He's quite a feisty little guy and he wants to fight, so we want to help him with that.
And down at Malagasy, the lemurs have this treetop challenge licked. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
Right there, keep her in, get her in. Okay, got it.
The park provides a home for more than 260 primates from 25 different species. It's all change at the chimp pavilions. The primate care staff are getting ready for a very busy morning. For the second time in 2 years, Bart's group are going to swap homes with the bachelor chimps. In all, 27 chimpanzees will have to be moved in a scheme designed to make it easier to integrate Argentine chimp Sasha into Bart's troop.
It's complicated. We've got to make sure that everyone is 100% definitely in the right place. We don't want any risks of any chimps being left behind and anyone ending up with the wrong group, obviously. So there's a lot of safety checks that go into it, but the main goal really is to try and make it easier for us with doing introductions with Sasha, because where she was placed before made it a little bit tricky. So we're going to have her more centralised in Bart's group to go forwards with introductions. So there's quite a few benefits to swapping them around.
Sasha's introductions have been slow, partly due to the configuration of the current house setup. By moving her and the rest of the group to the other end of the pavilions, the team will have more options and hopefully be able to settle Sasha into the group more quickly.
Right, let's go for it then.
The bachelor boys are going to be moved first. They're already lining up in the outside tunnels, aware something is up.
Oh, boys!
The tunnel system has been designed to link the two enclosures for just such a scenario.
Right, they're coming through, Jasmine. You got your slide open.
1, 2, 3.
The boys need little encouragement. They seem keen to make their way back to their old enclosure.
Oh, good job, lads! Amazing!
The primate care staff check them off to make sure everyone is where they should be. As they head off to explore, Bart's troop watch on curiously.
So we've got the bachelor group in where Bart's have been. So this is their old enclosure that they're back in again. And we're just about to now move Bart's back over to their old enclosure. It's going to be quite noisy for a while, but yeah, it's all good.
Moving Bart's group of 16 is a little more complicated, because Sasha will have to be moved separately, along with Beth, who's keeping her company.
Right, come on you lots! Are you ready?
The main group seem even keener than the bachelor boys to return to their old bedrooms at the other end of the pavilions.
14!
Next, they need to climb out of the last room and into the tunnel leading to the outdoor enclosure. And after a quick check, they head through. The primate care staff tick off their names one by one. All present and correct. Bart's group can now begin to enjoy their new surroundings. Apart from Sasha and Beth. Because Sasha hasn't been outside since joining Bart's group, she's last up and will stay in the bedrooms along with companion Beth. The bedrooms she'll occupy are at the far end, which will make it easier for her to be introduced to the others. And she'll be able to see and hear everyone. She'll still feel part of the group, and having made friends with Beth, she'll have someone to learn from.
Sasha came here with sort of quite limited social skills, having not known very many chimps in the past. So that is one thing that makes these introductions quite difficult, is that the chimps don't really have the best social skills. They can't read behaviours of each other very well. So having Beth there to sort of copy and mimic means that she's sort of learning, oh, if the rest of the group is hooting, Beth's hooting, I should copy. And that will serve her really well when she's either fully in the group or even once she gets a little subgroup. So yeah, it's really beneficial having sort of an ally, a teacher, a mentor with her for a little bit.
Both Bart's group and the Bachelor boys appear to have embraced the move back to their original enclosures and are settling in. The change of routine and areas to rediscover should keep the groups engaged and interested for some time to come. Mealtimes at the park can be rowdy, excitable affairs. And the primate care staff work hard to ensure all their charges receive a balanced, nutritious and appropriate diet. But it's also important to change it up every now and then, to keep all the animals engaged and encourage natural behaviours. A good way of doing this is to add a social element to the meal. Today, Donna's doing just that for Eriko's troop of 12. She's aiming to encourage a spot of fur rubbing amongst the Capuchins.
We've got loads of goodies this morning. We've got some nice chilies, some raw ginger and some onions as well. They absolutely love their anointing. It's a natural behaviour, so we like to stimulate that as much as we can. So I'm hoping when they come out first thing this morning, they're going to see these and be really happy.
In the wild, Capuchins smear themselves with a variety of plants with different benefits. Some help repel insects, and others are thought to have medicinal roles. But today's food items have a specific goal.
For our Capuchins, the most important use that it has really is to sort of bring the Capuchins together. It's a very social activity for them. They'll all get together in sort of small groups and all rub it all over themselves together. So it's a really great way of forming the friendships within the group.
Donna opens up and Cesar is first out. There's plenty of food spread around, so everyone can get their share. Cesar's first find is an onion, and he's already peeling it. Fur rubbing is one of his favourite things to do, and soon he's enthusiastically anointing himself all over. Eriko's troop have only recently moved to the Capuchin complex and have settled in really well. There aren't as many trees as their previous enclosure, but the large climbing frame and high platforms more than make up for it.
I would say we definitely see the animals using different spaces here as opposed to how they would out the forest. There are some similarities, so Scarlett, for example, loves the trees and she loves going up high in this enclosure. But you also see some of the other individuals like Eriko and Sean that never used to climb really outside before. They will go up now, especially searching for food, so it's really great that we've been able to move them to an area that encourages them to be more active. And I actually think that this enclosure is far better suited to the group than the previous one that they had.
Eriko is certainly enjoying his new surroundings. And this morning, he's joining in the fur rubbing using some chilies, even though his skills are rather basic. On one of the platforms, Matty is cleverly pounding an onion to break it apart. Success! One Capuchin who's truly embraced her new home is recent arrival Louisa. And Donna is delighted.
We were all really dubious as to how Louisa would get on. She is missing part of her arm, but actually, I think, you know, she's just adapted. It doesn't bother her at all. She can get everywhere that all of the other Capuchins can get to. She speeds around the enclosure, so it certainly doesn't slow her down. She can feed, she will still hold food items in the arm, and she seems to now absolutely love the outdoors. At the lodge, she didn't particularly go outside too much, but here it's much more open and there's more sunny spots for her, which she absolutely loves. So yeah, she's doing really, really well.
The Capuchins have fully engaged in today's enrichment, indulging in a spot of fur rubbing and enjoying their new environment. And Donna is pleased her efforts to encourage captive primates to perform natural behaviours have paid off. Outdoors, and later, indoors too. There are 3 groups of orangutans at the park, 2 adult groups native to Borneo, and the nursery group, consisting of both Bornean and Sumatran orangs. In the wild, orangutans, particularly the males, are a semi-solitary species, but at the park, members of the individual groups coexist well. Today, Tuan's group of 6 are outside enjoying the warm weather and snacking on whatever they can forage. The big male leader is tucking into a large bulb of fennel, while Ame has found some browse, something all orangutans love to eat. A variety of greens are on the menu today, which keep the orangs busy processing their meal and provides fibre, which is good for their gut health. The enclosure is spacious, giving the group plenty of room and lots to do if they're in the mood. Lucky demonstrates her abseiling skills on one of the hoses. Awan is in a playful mood, practicing her roly-polies and flirting with the big male. The youngest member of the group is 6-year-old Hujan, and wherever he is, Roro won't be far away. This morning, they're sat in Ame's favourite spot, and the 29-year-old female isn't happy about it. A few stern looks and Roro and Hujan get the message, leaving Ame to settle down and watch the world go by. Hujan is always happy to entertain himself. He's made great progress since arriving at the park. Born at Krefeld Zoo in Germany, his mother was seriously ill after giving birth, and when she recovered, rejected the newborn. He was hand-reared by staff, but despite multiple attempts to integrate him with the rest of his family, things didn't work out. So when he was just 2 years old, Monkey World stepped in and offered him a home.
It was a completely new world of fun for him, so we put him into Tuan's group. All of the ladies over there absolutely adored him. Pretty much, I think every one of them turned themselves upside down when they first met him for him to climb aboard and have a really nice play session. And even Tuan's really respected him being in the group as well. So he's had a lovely, lovely time over there.
4 years on from his arrival, there are big plans afoot for Hujan. He's growing up fast. Leader Tuan doesn't currently interact with him much, but it's well documented adult male orangutans don't mix well together. Plus, as the young male matures, his attitude towards the females is developing.
Hujan's getting to that age where he's starting to get interested a bit more in the females. He's not bothering Tuan too much, and Tuan hasn't really showed any aggression towards him in any way at all. But we do have to bear in mind that it's probably time for him to move over to the nursery. So it's kind of a little bit of a strange one with this, because obviously nursery is normally for the baby orangutans, but this way around it's going to be almost secondary school for him. It's a long way to go here, but fingers crossed this is going to happen and he'll have a good new time over in the nursery.
He'll be joining 4 other youngsters there: Bulu Mata, Rika, Mimi, and new arrival Kayan. It should be a good fit for Hujan, who still likes nothing better than playing and having fun. For the past 2 weeks, the primate care team have been training Hujan to come and go along the tunnel connecting the nursery enclosure.
Hujan. Good job, buddy.
It's important that when the time comes to move him, he goes of his own accord. Today, primate care member Kat is giving him some target training.
But at the moment, all I'm doing is just reinforcing go where the stick is, and you'll get a treat for it.
Hujan has been doing training sessions with the others since he arrived, but target training is more focused and will encourage him to follow the stick when moving down the tunnel.
Hujan. Oh, I've got a right party, Mommy.
The training is entirely voluntary, and today most of the group have decided they want to have a go too.
Twan. It's also quite good for them to have a bit of stimulus and something a bit different just to break up the day.
Everyone is keen to join in.
Lucky.
When the time comes for James and the rest of the orangutan team to move Hujan, he should be well prepared for the short journey to his new home. It's been just over a week since Marmoset's Koba and Lola arrived at the park after being seized by the RSPCA. The male, Koba, was in such a bad state the team were worried he might have to be put to sleep. The tiny primate was emaciated, had a broken wrist, was missing half his tail, and had a twisted spine as a result of rickets. But the care staff have realised Koba has a lot of spirit and determination, and they're doing their best to give him every chance.
So this is just some water with a little bit of honey added to it. We are concerned that he obviously might become quite dehydrated if he's not eating enough watery foods as well. At this point, he's not really showing great ability to approach water bottles or even bowls that we place near him, just tends to be tipping over. So by offering him some nice sugary fluids, we're hoping that it'll encourage him more to drink from us, so we can at least have some record that he is taking on board some fluids. Good boy.
Sharon is surprised how well Koba has rallied.
Within such a short space of time, quite a big improvement in how bright and alert he is. And yeah, just having him take fluids like this is really reassuring, because keeping him hydrated is a big part of keeping him healthy.
While Koba battles on, his partner Lola is in much better condition. She's relatively healthy and very mobile.
She's very bright, she's very responsive to the primate care staff, so she's come straight over, she's willing to take things from you, and as you can see, she's got no problem lapping up some of the honey water from the syringe, so yeah, it's really good to get that trust with her so early on. Yeah, that's very tasty. Good girl.
The fact the pair arrived at the park together is a great help for Koba.
Having come to us with her is a big part of, why he is doing slightly better. They snuggle in together. She's obviously fairly boisterous compared to him, but she does kind of go in and snuggle up to him and gives him that companionship. So yeah, you can hear them just they do chat to each other, and we just need to pop her away from him so we can give him some specialist one-on-one care while he's recovering, and then the rest of the time they're together. So yeah, they're quite a sweet little pair.
Koba has put on 30 grams in weight in just a week. He only weighed around 200 grams when he first arrived. But he struggled to pass faeces, and the team are using a special treatment to help.
It's called a fecal transplant. So by taking faeces from a very healthy animal and mixing a small amount of it in some food and feeding it to an animal that maybe needs a bit more help with the gut bacteria, it somehow stimulates the production of good bacteria in the gut. So we've seen it work for other animals, and again our concern is we're not seeing him pass as much faeces as maybe we'd like, so we're hoping that this little custard and poop mixture might help him, just help things move along a little bit. So yeah, we'll just have to see how he takes it. There you go. Oh yeah, what do you reckon? Yeah, that's definitely happy noises.
Koba laps it up. At this stage in his hoped-for recovery, it's all about making him feel comfortable, and so far, he's responding.
Yummy, that was good. He seems a little fighter, he's quite a feisty little guy, and the happy little noises that he's making. He wants to fight, so we want to help him with that.
With temperatures rising and the sun high in the sky, one lucky group are in for a cooling treat. Down at Malagasy, the park's 8 ring-tailed lemurs are being given a frozen feast. Mashed bananas and grapes hidden in the fronds of large pine cones.
We're going to string them up high around the forested enclosure that they have to get them up off the ground, to get them active, to get them moving, to get them stretching, and get them using their lovely long tongues as well to get in between the cracks of the pine cones to get all of the treats.
It makes for a challenging task. The pine cones are suspended with thin string, which constantly moves around. The lemurs must work out how to reach them and extract the fruit. It promises to be a whole mind and body workout. The troop are let out. They've been split into 2 groups due to recent tensions. The youngest members, brothers Kurt and Friedrich, have been throwing their weight around and ganging up on some of the older males. As a result, they now take it in turns to use the outdoor forest enclosure. Today, the terrible twins are in the forest attacking the pine cones, alongside alpha female Fennel and her best buddy Renton. Plus Al, another young male the brothers seem to tolerate, for now. The other 3 lemurs who make up the group, Himal, Sirius and his twin brother Indiana, won't miss out. They're being given their pine cones in the smaller caged enclosure. The whole troop tackle the frozen treats with enthusiasm. Fennel opts for a low-hanging pine cone. She's now 22, and the only female left in the group. Females are in charge in lemur society, and everyone respects her. Up above, the boys have worked out how to steady the moving pine cones. Lemur hands are perfectly adapted to tackling tricky objects. Their padded palms protect them from spiky plants, and their long, nimble fingers can easily manipulate the food. Their long tongues are also useful, as Friedrich demonstrates, eagerly licking the sticky treats trapped inside the pine cones. The lemurs use their tails as a counterbalance. Even Owl, who has a broken tail, can steady himself.
It's important to keep them moving, keep their joints active. So yeah, placing things up high where they can't usually reach is really good, because in the wild, these guys will live both on the ground and up in the trees. So yeah, it's really important to get them up high, get them active, get them climbing, get them using all of those important muscles, and yeah, keeping them nice and active.
The pine cones have been a success, with the entire troop coming up with their own technique to haul in the fruit. The cones will remain in place all day, encouraging the lemurs to keep active and come back again and again. Next time on Monkey Life. It's moving day for young male orangutan Hujan, who's on his way to join the nursery group, carrying his comforter.
You're a good boy, well done.
And woolly monkey Levar discovers small things can come in big packages as he boxes Clever on his birthday. Today on Monkey Life. It's moving day for young male orangutan Hujan, who's on his way to join the nursery group, carrying his comforter.
Good boy, you're a good boy, well done. Go.
Alison makes a special therapy mat to help rescued Marmoset Koba build up his strength.
He needs to stretch those limbs. It's like doing physio at this stage. That's the goal for today.
And woolly monkey Levar discovers small things can come in big packages as he boxes Clever on his birthday. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison Cronin, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
You just never know how it's going to work.
The park provides a home for more than 260 primates from 25 different species. It's a big day for one of the park's youngest residents. 6-year-old male orangutan Hujan is due to make the short journey from his current home in Tuan's group to join the youngsters in the nursery. The primate care team have worked hard training him for just this moment and are hoping it'll pay off.
We started off getting him fully to the tunnel. We did that quite a few times first of all, so he was confident with it. Then we opened up the slides and got him used to going inside the tunnel, so he was falling about in there. It did help that we had a tree growing over the tunnel at the time with a lot of fresh browse, which he was thoroughly enjoying at the very top of the tunnel, making it a very positive place to be. And then we went further, so we then went to get him all the way into the enclosure, into the nursery. Had a little bit of a go by himself in the actual nursery enclosure, still allowing him back to Tuan's house, not closing any of those slides to scare him off. So it was all in his own time. So I think now is the time that he does need to graduate and come over to his secondary school nursery building and meet all of his new mates.
With Hujan growing up fast, which could cause conflict with big male Tuan, the team think it's the right time for him to have fun with orangutans of a similar age. He's been mothered by Roro while at Tuan's, but now he'll meet Oshin, matriarch of the nursery group. This morning, Hujan has been let out on his own, without the distraction of the adults. It's the first step in the plan to persuade him into the tunnel system connecting Tuan's enclosure to the nursery enclosure.
Good boy, you're a good boy, well done. Go. Oh, good boy.
James is using a target stick to encourage Hujan and rewarding him with tasty treats.
Hujan. Come here.
The weeks of training have paid off. He's straight into the tunnel.
Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Some more? Good boy. Oh, yeah. Now let's go over to the other side, shall we?
Hujan climbs up confidently and makes his way across. He's made the trip a few times already, so knows where he's going. What he doesn't know is, this time, he won't be making a return journey.
Come on, honey. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Good boy, Hujan.
The next step is to coax Hujan out of the nursery enclosure and into the tunnel connecting the nursery bedrooms. Something he's never done before. That's when he'll see his new housemates. Unfortunately, Hujan's having too much fun doing what he loves best, venturing right to the top of the climbing frame, and no amount of treats can entice him down.
Still got a fair way to go with this, so yeah, let's see what happens. Come on then, Huge!
After a lot of encouragement and patience,
Hujan, come on.
Hujan eventually comes down, and with the prospect of a few more goodies, he's encouraged into the tunnel.
Good boy, Hujan. Quite a major step getting him into the actual tunnel system of the nursery. And yeah, we'll commence with introductions as soon as possible. But we'll judge the reaction from the rest of the guys first, see what they think of him, see who's interested and who's not, and then we'll go from there.
While Hujan tucks into some grapes, James opens the slide to the nursery bedrooms. Hujan's new housemates are on the other side, waiting for him. He won't meet them straight away, but he'll be able to see and hear them. It's a big step for the young orangutan, who's used to having Roro close by. But he will have the familiar faces of the care staff to reassure him.
Good boy, Hujan.
The youngster's a little wary at first, especially when he catches a glimpse of big boy Bulu Mata. But James keeps everyone calm with drinks and snacks.
Are we all right? I know. You'll be okay. I think we're going to spend the rest of the day just keeping everyone nice and happy, giving them lots of exciting enrichment and rewards and treats to make Hujan realise it's a positive place to be. And then hopefully tomorrow morning we will crack on with one of the intros with one of them. At the moment I'm thinking possibly Bulu actually, being the only male in this house. If those two hit it off, then it should hopefully bode well for the rest of the intros with the rest of the group.
Hujan has coped really well with the move, going at his own pace with support from James.
He's a good boy. It's not too scary in here.
And his new housemates have been curious, but not alarming. James decides to let them outside to get rid of some pent-up energy, leaving Hujan to take in his new home. It's been nearly 2 weeks since the park took over the care of a pair of marmosets, rescued by the RSPCA and in desperate need of help. The male, Koba, was in such a poor state the team didn't expect him to make it through the weekend. But he's shown a strong will to survive, and the staff have been doing all they can to nurse him back to health. He's now moving around more, and Alison has some ideas to aid his recovery.
He's doing really well, so much so that yesterday afternoon he was caught climbing up the side of the cage, which is great because he needs to stretch those limbs. It's like doing physio at this stage. He needs to get those hands and feet opening and closing and gripping onto things and extending those hips and shoulders. We now need to make him work a little bit. So that's the goal for today.
To give Koba something to hold on to when moving about, Alison has made a mat out of small branches.
Come on. Good girl. It's right here. You need 2 hands. Come on. Good girl.
But first, she needs to entice his partner Lola into the bedroom next door, so Alison can have some one-to-one time with Koba. The therapy mat will help strengthen his muscles.
What do you think of that? Little man, you are so funny. See, those hands have to grip. I know. Oh, look at you go, little man. Walking across a rigid surface, because in that cage at his house, it was all soft blankets and so on, and that's part of his problem. He's not had any tensile force put through his limbs. So we need to start making him work a little bit. Yeah, so great. Also good for him mentally that he's interested in checking new things out. So we do have to sort of treat him with kit gloves, but at the same time, I think it's time to push him forward. Are you coming up for breakfast? Yeah, it's an insect. Well, have you had enough to eat today?
Alison also wants to add a few accessories to help Koba if he gets stuck climbing and can't get back down.
Yeah, the problem was when he got on here, he sat on here and then didn't get off.
Koba and Lola are victims of the British pet trade in small primates, and Alison's hoping the appalling conditions they've experienced will soon be a thing of the past.
In the coming months, there will actually be progress forward in terms of new legislation to ensure that these animals, if they're being kept, are kept in appropriate circumstances. No more bird cages in sitting rooms. But at least some progress is being made, and we'll continue to pick up the pieces as best we can.
Over at the Pond Woolly enclosure, it's a special day for one of the park's longest monkey residents.
So today is Levar's 33rd birthday. So he's our oldest woolly monkey, and potentially right now the oldest woolly monkey in the world, so we think it's something we should celebrate.
Levar has been leader and alpha male of his group since he arrived at Monkey World 22 years ago. He's still super fit and healthy and looks after his large group of 9 woolies. There are 3 adult females, Zingu, Pichua, and the youngest of the trio, Olivia. Then there are the boys, Bueno Jr., now a strapping young male, and 6-year-old Cosmo, who's Levar's grandson. The group is completed by 3 youngsters, Bonita, Levi, and Leroy, who all help keep Levar young and sprightly.
He's not afraid to show his fun side. He's a real softie with the kids. When you catch him engaging with the kids and the females, and they really go for it. They rag him around, and you could just see the sheer joy in his face. He loves playing, and he's not afraid to just kind of let go and have fun with his family. So he's just the perfect dominant male.
To celebrate his big day, the primate care staff have come up with an entertaining treat. An assortment of boxes and hammocks filled with straw, concealing a birthday smorgasbord of strawberries, raspberries, nuts and seeds. Levar charges out in true dominant male style, knocking over one of the boxes as he goes. Once he's sure everything's safe for his troop, he heads over to the pile of birthday boxes, stacked up on one of the platforms. This one looks interesting. A quick rummage through the straw and the prize is revealed. Tasty sweet raspberries. The birthday boxes are creating a lot of excitement, resulting in happy trills. 1-year-old Bonita can't wait to find out what's in the hammocks and boxes. Bueno Jr.'s pretty keen too. A full-on approach comes up trumps. A quick check to confirm this box is now empty before moving on to the next. Zingu finds a peanut and nimbly removes it from the shell. Daughter Olivia enjoys a large strawberry. Her long fingers and precision grip help her hold on to the fruit. The boxes are great for hiding breakfast and having fun. The swinging hammocks challenge the woolly monkeys' balance and work their muscles, even if you can't tell who's in there. The 2 young males, Bueno Jr. and Cosmo, are close to reaching full maturity and are now bigger than Levar. But even at 33 years of age, this birthday boy is still in charge.
I mean, generally he's in really great shape, and every time winter comes around, we always kind of have that little worry, oh, Levar, maybe, the winter can be a tough time for some of the animals here at the park, and maybe some of them lose a little bit of condition, but right now we're sort of just approaching the middle of summer, and he's bulked out, he's looking great, he's doing some fantastic displays, and he's still keeping the 2 young lads in this group in check, so he's still very much the dominant male of this group, which is quite an achievement for him, but yeah, he's really doing very well.
When there's no more food left to find, the youngsters enjoy some more playtime. Before cuddling up to Mum for a little nap. There was a bit of a change around recently when Bart's group of chimpanzees swapped homes with the Bachelor boys. The move was designed to help the primate care staff integrate female Sasha into her new family. Something that was progressing at a slower pace than the team were hoping for. Today, Sean is aiming to move things on.
We're just going to give her some access into the playroom, just let her have a bit more perspective on where she is. She'll be able to see the main group out in the enclosure. So she's with Beth, who she spent quite a lot of time with, but Grisby, it's the first time she's been in with Grisby and another chimp. So yeah, she'll be coming in here with the 2 of those girls, and then throughout the day I'll start trying to filter in a few of the other guys that she's been in with, like Athena, Pepper, Lola, and start building up a nice little subgroup around her and just try and keep everyone happy in here.
Sasha has met the majority of the group one-on-one, but she's yet to mix with more than 1 chimp at a time. There are still 3 members of the troop she hasn't met face-to-face, due to their individual reactions to her through the mesh. They are leader Bart, female Chatter, and high-ranking Gamba, who's been particularly obstructive.
Hopefully Gamba will let me do it, but the past couple of days, whenever I've been trying to add someone in that hasn't been in with her in the morning, he's just sitting blocking slides with a big grin on his face, basically just trying to stop everyone getting involved, because that's who Gamba is as a person. He has a very weird sense of humour.
This morning, Sean is going to let Sasha meet Beth and Grisby together in the indoor playroom. where there'll be plenty of space for them. But first, he needs to isolate the 2 females from the rest of the troop. And one chimp is being particularly obstinate.
Chatter, come here. Chatter, come here.
Chatter, sensing something is up and wanting to be involved, is blocking the tunnel so others can't get through. After some frustration and much persuasion, the team finally get Beth and Grisby on their own in the bedrooms.
Oh, you love your food.
The rest of the troop are all lined up in the outside tunnel, waiting to be released into the large enclosure. Indoors, Sasha is given time to get used to the idea she now has 2 female companions in with her. Once Sean is satisfied all 3 are relaxed and happy, he lets the trio through to the large indoor playroom. The 3 females are very excited and a little nervous. Beth gives Grisby a reassuring hug, watched by Sasha, before offering encouragement to Sasha too. Sasha is torn between exploring and eating, so does both. She's put on some weight recently. The primate care staff are keen to get her settled so she can go outside into the big enclosure, use the climbing frames, and become more active. But for now, they're pleased she's confidently sharing her indoor space with 2 companions.
Yeah, touch wood, they've mostly behaved themselves. I mean, Sasha does have a tendency to just sit and stare at people when her initial greeting doesn't work. Part of the thing is trying to get Sasha to get it in her head that the way she does things, she needs to adapt, because this group, they're not like Brian's who kind of caved into her. This group are going to be like, no, you do things our way. So that might take her a while to accept that, but I'm sure she'll get there. She's a bright lady, just very stubborn.
It's going well, so Sean decides to invite a few more of the females to join Sasha, Beth and Grisby. The only problem is Bart and Gamba are up to their old tricks, blocking the tunnels outside. And Mickey isn't helping either.
He has decided this is the best place in the world to sit and try and get in there and cause trouble.
After some diversionary tactics, Sean manages to get Athena and Kathy into the playroom to join the girls. The move is a success, with all 5 females relaxed in each other's company. She is wary, but it's a big step forward for Sasha on her journey to becoming a fully integrated member of a large chimp troop. Across the park at the Squirrel Monkey House, there's been slow progress for another new arrival looking to join an established group. Kimbo arrived 3 months ago, but introducing him to the park's other 4 squirrel monkeys hasn't been going to plan. The only housemate he gets on with is female Nueve.
Kimbo's been a little chaotic whirlwind since he's arrived. He's got the ex-pet thing where he's used to being the only monkey in the household and everything is all about him. So he's had to adjust to life with other squirrel monkeys around. It was just that complete lack of social skills, being taken off his mum at a very young age, sold into the pet trade and raised without any other monkeys. He's just not learnt how you behave in social situations, how you share, how you groom, how you play. He's been so focused on people that he didn't really know that he was a monkey. So it's been fabulous seeing Nueve go through the process of teaching him that and see him just become more of what he was naturally meant to be.
But the slow progress means the squirrel monkeys are living as 2 separate groups, with Kimbo and Nueve having their own enclosure. Today, the pair are outside, and they're in for a treat. Juicy, exotic kumquat fruits are on the menu.
So mostly the squirrel monkeys eat insects, that's a large part of their diet, but they do eat fruits and veggies and things as well. They will eat flowers and nectar and stuff like that. They're basically opportunists, but bugs are the things they mostly eat. The kumquats are great because obviously they're bright orange, so they're going to be quite noticeable to these guys. And it's also something that they actually haven't had before. And that's what enrichment's all about, is giving something into the environment that they haven't experienced to see what they make of it, see if they enjoy it, get them interacting with it. So hopefully they should enjoy these today.
To add an extra layer of complexity, some of the kumquats have been hidden or suspended on ropes and branches.
So it's encouraging them to use their dexterous little hands, dexterous little fingers to actually work at getting the food out of the holes. The kumquats are a little bit bigger than what we'd normally put in, so I can't fully cover them up, but they'll still have to twist the logs to get the food fully out. There we go.
Steph opens up, letting the pair into the enclosure, and they're immediately on the hunt for food. The brightly coloured kumquats catch their attention straight away. The small citrus fruits originate from Southeast Asia. They're soft and juicy inside, and their skins are also edible. It's a winning combination for Kimbo and Nueve. The pair may look similar, but they're a different species, although both are native to South and Central America. Male Kimbo is a common squirrel monkey, like the rest of the troop, but female Nueve is a black-capped.
It doesn't matter hugely. There is a slight difference with the male-females in those groups. So in the black caps, the females are normally more dominant, and in the commons, it's the males. But Kimbo doesn't know that because he's not grown up around other squirrel monkeys, and Nueve has established that the females are the dominant ones. So as long as Kimbo respects that, then he's good to go.
The kumquats have been a hit. Squirrel monkeys are incredibly active, always on the go, and the fruit and its presentation have definitely kept this pair busy and interested. Next time on Monkey Life. Elderly marmoset Jenny gets a visit from the vet in preparation for the arrival of a potential new life partner. But there's a lot of work to do.
We have got loose molars back here. See they're moving around.
And frozen treats for the Guenons. But how do you free up the fruit?